Hello, it's Katie at the Fabric Squirrel, and today I am going to talk to you about one of my favourite fabric designers who just happens to be one of my friends, and that is the Crafty Lass. Her name is Paula, and everything you see here is something from her collection. And the reason that I am coming to you today to tell you all about Paula, the Crafty Lass, is because of her new Rainbow Garden collection, which is this one here, and it arrived last week and it has gone down so well. I thought it would be a great opportunity to show you this collection, but also just talk to you about all her other collections, why I love them. And I think it's a great example of how quilting cotton is so versatile as well. So I'm surrounded by things that I've made with her collection, and I'll talk you through some other things that I've made. I thought I'd start by talking about the Rainbow Garden since it has just arrived. And I think to do that, I'm going to clear some space. So the Rainbow Garden is her 7th collection, and it is her biggest collection as well. So there are 10 prints in here. There are the 7 colours of the rainbow. There are 2 greens. So there's a slightly lighter green and a darker green. And then there is a rainbow fabric with all of the colours, all on a navy blue print and a white background as well. So it really helps those colours pop. I'm selling these individually, but also as a set. And on Etsy, they're listed over 2 listings. I can only get 10 pictures, so it makes sense just to list them as 2 separate. But obviously, you can add them both to your basket, send them all together. I am desperate to say something with this. I'm going to show you all the things that I've made with her collections. I'm surrounded by a couple of them at the moment, but I haven't made anything with this yet. It's only been with me a week. I don't know whether to make a version of my chevron quilt. I don't know if you've seen that. I've done a scrappy chevron quilt, and I've done one with just solid colours. And I love the idea of a rainbow chevron quilt. Or a hexagon quilt. If you've seen my Liberty hexagon quilt, I feel like this would be a really great collection to use for that. So I'm not sure. If you think, if you've got an idea, then let me know. Or if you think, let me know which one you prefer, the hexie or the chevron quilt, which one you'd rather see. What is wonderful about Paula's collections is that I also stock the organic plain cottons from the same company, and they match up their solids, which there's about 50 of them, with the collections as well. So you know you're going to get a really good colour match with the solids as well. I don't have all of them, but I think I've got about 30. So I've got a good selection, and I end up getting more every time a good collection like this comes out and I realise I don't have the coordinating colour. So that is the Rainbow Garden, and I hope you love it. You can go and get it now on Etsy, and you can get it on the website. You can get it directly from Paula as well, and you can see it in Hobbycraft. So if you see it around, then maybe tag her and give her some love, because I know that she'd really appreciate that as well. Now, I know that we're just going into spring, but I am going to very briefly talk to you about Christmas, because this was the 6th collection and it was her first Christmas collection, and you can start to see her signature. And the more collections you see, this top I made with a previous collection as well. So you can just see her style, especially like with this holly, with the green fabrics. I made some Christmas placemats with this collection, which we put out this Christmas, and I've done a little blog on how to make these as well if you're interested. I made them double-sided, so I've got Liberty on the back, so I can now bring these back out again now that spring has finally made an appearance. And I made some cute little stockings to go alongside them. So we use these instead of crackers. I put little jokes, a little chocolate and presents and things inside on everybody's table. The boys actually made and designed their own stockings, which was cute. Where's Alfie's? Let me see if I can find it. So George did all his sewing himself, and then Alfie just sort of picked it and I helped him create it. He stuck the pom-poms on. So that was nice. I've got my little bit of Christmas Crafty Lass as well for the right season. Okay, so next up is Midnight Meadow. And I think this is one of my favourite collections. I think the colours are just beautiful together. There are 5 in the collection. I still have all 5, although one of them is running very low now because I've had it for a little while. So these are all, obviously, well, Midnight Meadow. They're much darker colours than what you've seen in her previous collections. And it is what I have made this quilt with. So when I was saying about the solid colours matching, this is a really great example of that too. I've got the really pale pink, the fuchsia pink and the lilac, and it's such a simple pattern. It's just made up of this one block with 2 smaller blocks next to it, and I think just the placement and the colours, every time you look at it, if you look at it from a different angle, it looks completely different. Now I say quilt, but I would maybe refer to this more as a blanket because I didn't back it with cotton. I backed it with this teddy fleece, which I also stock, and I haven't put any wadding in it. And I think this is a really cost-effective way of quilting. I love the feel of it. It drapes so much nicer than a quilt, and we use this in the caravan. So this is our caravan snuggly blanket. It takes up a little less room as well because there's no wadding in it. I don't do all of my quilts this way, but it is a great idea because you can use an old blanket, or you can pick up a cheap blanket, you could just use that. So that is my Midnight Meadow quilt. The next was Field of Memories. This is Field of Memories, and I was able to restock these, which is why I've got a bit more of them. So generally now, there isn't a lot of stock held. The minimum amount of fabric that can be printed has decreased because the technology's got so much better and everything's digitally printed now. Companies would have to print thousands and thousands of meters as a minimum, but now they don't have to. So generally, if you like a fabric, get it straight away because I can usually not restock it afterwards. And I only tend to get 10 meters of everything. So this one was slightly older, so I was able to restock some of it. And it's called Field of Memories. So it's all poppies, but all different shades of poppies. And as I've said, I'm always drawn to blue and green. So when I was asked if I could sew something up in this, I went with the blue, which is this hinterland dress. And again, this is just showing you how versatile quilting cotton is. I talk a lot about it in my dressmaking with quilting cotton video, which has been really popular. But I've made tops, I've made dresses, I've made shorts, I've made little sampler quilts, I've made full-on quilts, I've made Christmas table mats. I just love the versatility of quilting cotton. And because these are mostly organics as well, there was one collection that wasn't, and I can't remember which one it was. The quality feels the same anyway, but I think just having it as organic cotton, it feels really lovely to wear as dressmaking as well. I went to a poppy field to take some pictures of this, which is now a new estate, which is a bit of a shame. But I've got those beautiful pictures of the fabric in that field of poppies. And that's why afterwards I was really pleased that I chose the blue, because if I had gone in any of the others, I would have just blended in. But the blue obviously popped and stood out really well. Okay, so I'm working my way from most recent to the early days, which is why the amount of fabric is now dwindling, because obviously they're beautiful fabrics. I don't have that many left, but I did still want to talk to you about them. So the next one down was Sea in Colour, and I loved this collection. It wasn't very obvious for me. It's the only one she's done that haven't been florals because it was underwater. But I have made something, I think, in most of the fabrics when it comes to this one. Sometimes it's just nice to just be creative, isn't it? And a bit like the table mats that I showed you, I did a similar concept with this wall hanging. And this hangs up in our playroom. It's just a bit like just an underwater window into the sea, an aquarium window. And I just use a little bit of all of the collection, used Bondaweb and just did some free motion and just created this underwater scene. And it's just got a runner where I hang it. And yeah, I really love it. So I made this because I made something in some of the other collections and I had a lot of small bits left over. And this was a great way of using up some of the details. in the smaller scraps as well. So it was a great little project if you want something creative to do. I made the top that I'm wearing in the seaweed fabric, which unfortunately has now sold out. But as I showed you, she's got really similar like styles, and this green does pop up. I love this shade of green. I think when you've got red hair like I do, then green is a great colour. I wear this top just casually anyway, but I actually made it to go to the aquarium with, because God, you need a aquarium themed top, don't you, when you go to these places? So I've also made a top in the seahorse fabric. This was more or less the same pattern, which was, I can't remember, I'll see if I can find out for you. So this was like the same pattern, but I shortened it, the sleeves, and I added shirring to the sleeves and to the waistband, the waistband, all the way around. And when we went to Disneyland, I wore this, and it was like my Ariel inspired top. And I wear this all the time. I think because it's underwater themed, it's also a great holiday top, seaside top. Anything, if you're going away to the seaside, then it's a great fabric to wear, which is also why I made a pair of shorts. So this was a paper bag pair of shorts, and this one was in the Great British Sewing Bee book, which I've mentioned loads of times. I've made loads of things out of that book. These are really comfy. They've got pockets. So they've got like inseam pockets as well, and they're really flattering because they're high-waisted. So yeah, I have made the window into the sea, under the sea. I have made the top that I'm wearing. I have made this top, and I have made these shorts, and it's no wonder why there is not much of the fabric left really. But the prints that are left are some of the seahorses and the shawl. So if you did want to get your hands on those, then make sure you do it fast. Right, we're going right back to the beginning with the first two collections that Paula did now. And her first collection was Petal and Pip, which is these pretty pinks here. And I haven't got anything to show you in those. I have backed quilts in it. I've definitely used it in sewing, but I don't have anything. I think they've all been gifted. So there's only a couple of those left. I think these are beautiful, but you compare them to some of the more recent ones and you can just see her style, but how her style has also just developed over the years as well. So I'm pleased I've still got a few to show you, but I don't think these will be around much longer. And the second collection was probably one of the most popular, and it was Wild Dreams. So I made these pair of shorts, and I wear these all summer. And they've got butterflies amongst the flowers as well. But I love, love, love this colour. And the only one that I've got in this collection left is this one here, where the florals, it's probably one of her bigger prints. The florals are much bigger. It was a really nice, bright, colourful collection. I'm just sorry I don't have more to show you, but I'm sure that if you put these, obviously I've put the names of them all underneath. If you did want to get your hands on them, I know that Paula still stocks most of them, and if you put them in a search, if there's any that I don't have, then I'm sure they will come up. I hope you like what you've seen today. I hope it's shown you how versatile quilting cotton is, but it's nice just to put a face to a name and to understand that the people that design these fabrics are real people. I love finding out who has designed certain fabrics. I think it's all part of selling it to you as well, because at the end of the day, I have a fabric shop and I want to give you as much information about the fabric. And I think when a fabric's got personality and I can tell you small details about the fabric and where it's come from and what's inspired it, and if you now go and follow Paula, you'll be able to see her inspiration and where it comes from and comes into her fabric. Paula has also got 2 books out. By the way, she doesn't know that I'm doing this video. I'm not being paid to do this video and promote her. She's just a friend, and I just wanted to tell you all about her. But she's got 2 books out. This is her paper flower book. I need to get some more supplies so that I can make these, But if you are really crafty, it gives you really detailed, amazing instructions with beautiful pictures on how to create paper flowers that can just stay up all year round. So she has this one, and she has just announced that she's got a second book coming out, which is just using your Cricut to make things around the home. So make sure you keep an eye on that too. I don't know when it's out, but I know she's sort of given a launch date, and it will come out at different times in different places. But if you're crafty and you have a Cricut, then you might want to check that out too. So thank you for watching. Let me know what your favourite collection was. I'm still torn because I obviously have made loads out of the Sea and Colour collection. But the new Rainbow collection is just stunning, and I cannot wait to sew that up with you. Again, let me know which quilt you think I should make with that one. And thank you for watching.